Today we are looking at cosmic balance. So in this game you are playing a god and you are sending your opponents to heaven or to hell. And you use this really cool balance system that we'll talk about. To start the game first is you are going to be given a god power. You're given a choice of 3. You're going to choose which 2 that you want. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Corruption and Destruction. And of course, these are just demo components. They will not be stickers on Magic cards. They'll have a lot better art, which is very similar to what the board is. So you're going to start off with those 2 powers, and those 2 powers have something that you can do on your turn. So Destruction allows you to destroy an enemy of your choice, and it counts as an action. And then the Corruption says whenever you open heaven, you gain 2 good. Whenever you open hell, you gain 2 evil. And then both of these cards will tell you how to build your deck. So Corruption says to put cultists into your deck, and Destruction puts giants into your deck. So you will grab your giants, and then you will grab your cultists to start your deck. And then you will also grab 20 of the peasants. And then you will shuffle those all together, and you will make 1 deck that you will draw from. So once you have your deck all shuffled, you will place that face down, and you will have your god powers out for everyone to see. And you start the game by drawing 2 of your own cards. And then you're also going to add in 2 peasants from the box. That way you start off with at least 2 peasants in your hand. Then you go ahead and start the game. To play the game, what you're going to do is you're going to spend good or evil points to bring out creatures from your hand, and you're going to place them in each of the different regions in heaven, which is this side of the board, or in the regions in hell, which is this other side of the board. After your turn is over, however many regions you control, you earn that many victory points. So the reason you start off with some peasants in your hand is because they cost nothing. Some of my other cards here, well, actually I have all peasants in my hand. But the other cards, the giants and the cultist, those actually cost... I must not have shuffled these very well. Let's see if I can find... Yeah, for example, this hill giant, he's going to cost 3 evil. And you don't start off with any evil or good points. So let me grab my hand here originally. And let's go ahead and let's play some cards. So on your turn, you have 3 actions. With those 3 actions, you have 2 choices you can do with each of those actions. You can draw a card, or you can play a card. Your choice. Any combination of those 3 times. So, since I have all of these peasants and might as well use them and earn some early victory points, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, all peasants have a little bit of flavor text. They'll have a different picture, but they're all going to play exactly the same. So, when you play this in a good territory, you're going to gain 2 good. And when you play this in evil territory, you're going to gain 2 evil. Well, since I already know that my 2 god powers have put evil factions into my deck, so I want to rack up on the evil points. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put Rex Edwing here in the Whirling Isle. Now, because I have chosen to be the pink player, I'm going to place my little influence marker on them, showing that that is my card. Now, because I played that card into an evil territory, I'm going to earn some evil points, which I put way over here. So the card says I earn 2, so I'm going to take 2 of these, I'm going to put them into my little cache in my area. And this is all public knowledge. Everybody always knows how many that you have available to you. So now I can play another card. So I have Felicia here. So I can play her to the Whirling Isle if I wanted to, or I can play her to a different territory. So right now, I want to earn as many victory points early on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play Felicia over here in the Crypt Fields. I'm going to put my influence marker on there, and I'm going to grab 2 more evil points. Okay, so with my last action, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to draw a card, because you don't draw a card at the beginning or end of your turn. So I will have a hill giant. So that'll be available to me on my next turn. So let's just say my opponent goes. Oh, before that happens, actually, at the end of your turn, you go ahead and you score points for each area that you control. So I control the Whirling Isle, and I control the Crypt Fields. So those give me 2 victory points. So from this pile over here, I'm going to grab 2 victory points and scooch those back over so I don't mix them up. So I have 2 victory points to start off the game. So my opponents will go ahead and take their turns, and we will go ahead and start our next turn. Now, as I said, you don't get to draw any cards unless you spend an action to do so. So I'm not going to do that the first thing. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to go ahead and put out this hill giant. So this is when you play this, you may kill an enemy of power 2 or less in this area, in addition to combat. So that's pretty cool. And it costs 3 to come out, and he has a power of 4. So I do have 3 evil, because that's what he costs, because red numbers always cost evil. So I'm going to spend this 3 evil, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this hill giant right here into this good territory. Now I don't earn any points for anything, or I don't earn any good or evil for placing the hill giant here. Only the peasants do that. So now let me show you how combat works. Let's just say my opponent is playing a deck and he has these farmers in there. So my opponent decides that they don't want me to earn any more victory points because I'm already earning 3 every turn because I'm owning 3 territories. So what they're going to do is they're going to play their plowman, and they're going to place it right here in the Whirling Isle, and they're going to place a marker right there. So now they're going to battle anything that's in the area. So they're going to battle the peasant. So the plowman has a power of 2, the peasant has a power of 1, the peasant has the lower power, so the peasant is killed. Your marker goes back to the owner, and now whoever did the killing has an option. They can send their opponent to heaven if they want to, or they can send them to hell. It all depends on what you want to do and how your deck is built. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to place this into heaven. So you place it into heaven, you see that heaven is tipped down. That means the gates of heaven are now open. If he had decided to go ahead and put that in hell, he's going to tip it down, and then hell, the gates of hell are now opened. And as more and more cards go in there, the balance is going to be a little bit off, and you're going to have to figure out how many cards you need to put into each one to make the balances tip in your favor. Whenever you tip the balance into your favor, you get an extra turn that round, which is really, really cool. Now, who cares about heaven and hell? Who cares where you send the people? Well, that is where these Beyond cards come in. There will be 5 of these Beyond cards out. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 Beyond cards will be out for anybody to purchase. And if you purchase one of these, you will be able to purchase it, put it out, put your influence marker on top of it, and use its power, and it does not count as an action on your turn. But if you look, these are pretty expensive. 14, there's a couple 16s here. They are pretty pricey. So to have that much either good or evil points, you might not be able to do that. But if the balance is tipped in your favor, so right now the gates of heaven are open, any angels, because these are all angel cards and the red ones are demon cards, all angels are half off. So this one would only cost 4 and these would only cost 8. Then you can afford them. But the balances get tipped, these go back up to full price, and then the demons have a chance. So it's all about trying to figure out when you need to cause the balance to go in the direction that you want to go for who you want to purchase. Now remember, I have an evil deck. I'm allowed to purchase angels if I really want to. If I like their power, it doesn't matter. So you will play until the victory point pool has been depleted, and then everybody else will get an equal amount of turns, and you just add some more victory points from the box, and then whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game is the winner.
This program is part of the Pathological Nerdcasters Network. Find more at pncn.rocks, where all the geeks come to play.
So this game is pretty cool. The balance board in the middle is a very interesting and unique component. It is fun to have, a stack of cards each side, and you don't really remember how many there are. I think you're allowed to count them, but we never did. But you'd be like, okay, I'm going to put this into heaven, and oh, now it's balanced so that neither one is half off, so now you're going to be fighting for that next kill, so that way you could try to get it to tip into your favor. This game is pretty cool. It has a very smash-up feel with the two factions based on your god powers that you're going to smash together and try to make them work with each other and try to find combos between them. So this is on Kickstarter right now. They only have a few days left to meet their funding goal. So definitely please check this out. If this looks like something that you would enjoy, definitely back this on Kickstarter. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and help support Cloak and Meeple. I'm going to have my subscribe button right down below. My Patreon link is right over there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.